to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life, shift your mind,
yes, ma'am,
and raise the consciousness type of shit.
Yes.
I am Christy.
And I am Mia, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends. We got some stuff to talk about, y'all.
We sure do, and we are finally recording, you guys. This was, man, I tell you, technology.
So we took a week off last week, you guys, because it's a lot going on. Life. Your girl is in the middle of relocating, but not really far. I'm not leaving my neighborhood. I'm literally going a block down the street. It's ridiculous. But the last episode we recorded was our 2-year reunion episode. We started this during COVID, and here we are 2 years later. It's hilarious how this has happened so fast. But we had an opportunity to talk about our favorite podcast moments from this year. I really enjoy these reflective episodes. What do you think, Christy?
Yeah, same for me. So, in the previous taping that did not record, I was saying that one of the things that I really enjoy is that throughout Two Queens, like from the beginning, we've grown.
Yes.
So much. We have grown from the beginning, and you all have been able to witness that. And just to be able to go back and reflect on the episodes that I found helpful for me, just even talking it out, although all of the episodes I really like.
They're all little healings, seriously.
They
Real
really
talk.
are. And it's almost like asking, like, which is your favorite child? Like, I feel like there is no favorite.
I know.
But as far as, like, the top 3 that resonated with me, I don't remember offhand. I think one might have been Manifestation because, I love manifesting shit. But just being able to reflect, I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it. And I hope you all enjoyed the episode, too.
And if you are new to the community,
yes,
to this wonderful, safe, and spiritual space, I encourage you to go back and listen to some of our old episodes, because you guys, life is life. And you'll be able to see even our growth during this process. Yeah. So today, ding, 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 you guys, we say this over and over and over again. As we grow and go through things, we share it with our community.
Yep.
So one of the things that has come up, I can say with certainty, for me, I know that it's something that Christy has dealt with in the past, but there's something that's been front and center with me right now, and that's being feeling empowered and safe in choosing myself. So we're going to talk about choosing yourself.
Yes.
And what does that actually mean from a day-to-day basis? And you would think something is so, like, why is it so goddamn hard?
Why is it so hard?
This shouldn't be. Like, why do we think it's selfish to choose ourselves first? So today we're going to talk about what many of us would consider being selfish, which, with a little bit more understanding, I don't consider it to be.
Right. I don't either. And, I mean, like you were saying, too, choosing ourselves is always, for whatever reason, and you know what, let me speak for myself, because it may not be that difficult for you all, but for me it's hard. Ooh. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in a relationship. So in a relationship, yes, I did choose myself and I walked away. We can go into that.
Was further. A whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing. But more recently, back in January, because I feel like we talked about this on the episode, at my job when I was working and I didn't get paid for 5 months, and this was the second time that it happened, and I'm waiting for my money, yet I'm still showing up every day, meeting my deadlines, working my ass off. And I finally had to get to a point where I was like, you know what? This is dumb. I need to choose me because I know my worth.
Yes.
And that was hard. Not to mention, this was the second time it happened. Me not being paid for 5 months. I had to choose myself. So I think this is a very timely, very important episode. And I really hope that you all get something out of this.
As the world is changing
every day.
So the way that we live and work and play and survive and grow and thrive in this new world is changing. I feel like, especially for women, I'll just say for so long, the mark of what made you a good woman was your sacrifice. How much we sacrificed ourselves for the greater good, for everyone else, for the family, for your man, for your children, for the whatever it is. And we've always been put in this position where we had to choose. It's either me or them. And sometimes it's so difficult because you're asking me to choose over my children, my family, to put me first over them. Absolutely not. Right. But that's not a real struggle. That's not really what this is. You are the best that you are when you choose you, because you're coming into a situation full and beautiful and brilliant, and what you can do for your family, your loved ones, your friends is so much different. But sometimes it's hard to see that. Why in the purity hell is it so hard to feel comfortable choosing you? Choosing you.
Going back, but I think it comes from a place of feeling selfish. Like you know, when we choose ourselves, it's like, man, I really feel selfish, and I want to be a good person, so I need to think about other people and not myself. But it's like you have to, and I feel like I say this in almost every single episode. Because honestly, the whole airplane thing, when the mask drops down, and they tell you all the time, when the mask drops down, you as the adult, you put the mask on first.
You first.
Then you help the child, because you're going to be no good.
Because you have the strength to do it.
Right.
Woo, child.
You're not going to be any good if you're trying to help someone else, but you're neglecting yourself. And so once I started looking at that from a different perspective, it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. I think
one of the reasons why it's so difficult for us is because we've been trained, thought, and taught.
And programmed
to believe that when we put ourselves first, that makes us selfish.
Yep.
And I think there's we talk about self-care and self-love. But at the end of the day, think about that. We live in a society where it is, you are a part of the minority if you put yourself first. Instead of thinking, fill your cup first, so that you have more love and juice and water and wine to pour into other people's cups. If I don't fill my cup, how can I fill up my daughter's cup?
Yep.
How can I fill up my friend's cup when they need it? How can I fill up anybody in my family's cup if they need it? Because I haven't chose me. But we make it so
hard,
difficult.
And there are so many people out here
we
trying
call each other selfish. We tell people that they ain't shit.
Yeah.
Your mama ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be, just because they choose what's right for them.
And there are so many people out here trying to serve from an empty cup.
Woo! Baby,
you are depleted.
We're giving dust.
You are depleted.
Dust
That's
particles. Airs.
But the thing that, as you were talking about that, the one thing that I thought about was, isn't it interesting how when a woman chooses herself, she's selfish.
Absolutely.
But when a man chooses himself, and
he's strong.
Right. Or, he has to be the provider. He has to, provide for the family. It's completely different.
It's different.
Completely different. But I will say that when you choose yourself, that is always going to be the best decision you make.
Choose you, boo.
Always.
Y'all gonna hear that about 100 times today.
Choose you.
It's so difficult because we feel like by choosing me, just think about how crazy this sounds. By choosing me, I'm hurting somebody else. I just want y'all to think about that for just a couple minutes. What kind of fucked up, mangled, backwards ass mindset is it that we have to believe by filling my cup, by loving on me, by choosing what's good for me, that I am hurtful to others?
Yeah.
That's some fucked up shit.
It really is. It really is.
I'm like, are you serious?
And then I also feel like when we are put in a situation where we need to choose ourselves, it's almost like it's difficult for us to make that decision because we don't want to miss out. Like,
yes.
If we choose other people, we kind of have an idea of what's to come, but when we choose ourselves, we have no idea.
Actually, that goes into the next area, being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
So this the way I look at this is, I have this talk with myself often, especially recently. I have gone through a few things where I've literally had to choose myself. And when I say I'm speaking from experience and time.
Yeah, we are speaking from experience. Sorry, you guys, for the background. You know how this goes.
We live in Chicago, off of Lakeshore Drive. There it is.
Welcome to my world.
But so being honest with yourself. He's not going to say anything. She over here trying to track her puppy Brantley. 1 second, you guys.
Because he likes to howl with the ambulance.
He's not gonna do it. And there you have it. He's on beat though. You go, baby. Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
I like Brantley. He got something to say.
He does.
I'm joining his chorus.
You know, he's not very vocal, but he is.
Only when it's time. So when we're honest with ourselves about our own needs, this is the fucked up part.
Yeah.
When you are in a space where you are truly honest with yourself about what you need and what's going to help you grow, and you still choose.
Yes.
Ooh, child, and you still choose not to put yourself
first. That goes
first.
back to that self-sabotage.
That self-betrayal. That self-sabotage.
Yep, self-betrayal. That's what I was trying to say.
So choosing you does require not only the acknowledgement of being honest with yourself, but action with that. Mm-hmm. And I have to tell you, when I think back, like I'm like, ooh, shit, this might make me. I think about how many times I lied to myself.
Every time.
Ooh, child.
So I'm going to use the example of me working and not getting paid. So I felt like me stepping down and saying, okay, if you can't pay me, then I'm going to leave. Like, I felt like I was missing opportunities. Mm-hmm. You know, like they had put aside a job, like they had created a position for me. I felt like I was going to miss out on that. I felt like I was going to miss out on opportunities. And I really had to just be honest with myself and just say, you know what, this is the reality of my situation. Regardless of what's happening or what is not happening, I need to trust that the other side is going to be better.
So you know what it was for me? I felt like I was disloyal when I would choose myself.
Really?
Yes.
Disloyal from the person that you were choosing yourself over.
Yeah. I really felt like I was, and you know, for me,
I can see that.
I don't like lies. I appreciate and respect loyalty and friendship. And, you know, when you really, truly care about somebody, when you're able to... I used to feel like when you really, truly care somebody, you will sacrifice yourself for that. So when I would be presented with the opportunity to choose what brings me peace or to sacrifice myself for the greater good, I always would choose to sacrifice myself because I thought it would eventually come back. That, you know, no seeds that I have planted are not, you know, they're all fortuitous. There's life in that. Yeah. And I wasn't wrong about that. But the point is, what I'm realizing is, I'm growing other people's seeds and not mine. So being honest with myself and realizing how much I was lying to myself.
You were growing other people's seeds.
Baby, I am tending somebody's whole other garden. Because I didn't want to, I'm neglecting myself. And to be honest with myself about the fact that that's what, you know, we make so many excuses. Yeah. But to be able to be honest with myself, like, no, baby, you are choosing that. Because you're scared. You're afraid of what's coming. You're afraid that what you really, really, truly believe you deserve and desire is not for you. So you convince yourself otherwise, and then you lying to yourself. I'm telling you, the greatest lies I have ever told have been to me. Hands down. Far and away. I am the biggest liar to myself than I have ever been to anybody. I have been disloyal to myself, but I've been loyal to other people's feelings in the hopes and caring and please reciprocate. And then when people don't, how dare you get, this is me talking to myself, how dare you get disappointed and sad that somebody chose them because you didn't choose yourself,
Right.
bitch? How fucking dare you? They were presented with an opportunity to choose you or themselves, and they chose themselves, and you mad because they chose right?
See, something that you've said to me,
Baby.
because you said this to me, and I'm a giver by nature, and you were telling me to make sure that I'm giving without expecting anything in return.
Ooh, child.
And once I finally checked myself on that, and I realized that I think subconsciously I was expecting
Absolutely.
I mean, even though I'm a natural giver, I just expected, okay, well, for friends, or if you say that, you
It's some reciprocity.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this one thing I love about friendships. Sometimes it's so much easier for us to see where our friends aren't loving
Right.
and giving to themselves. So we're able to call it out because oh my God, you're amazing. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? But it's the fact that it's so hard for us
so
to
hard.
see ourselves.
It really is.
It's freaking ridiculous.
And to be able to take that time and say, you know what, this is what I need, and I'm going to take it.
That part. Or this is what I need, and if I can't get it here, it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
And so when people, are natural givers and they like pleasing people, it's so difficult. So, but I'm gonna keep it 100. When we are in a position where we care so much about what somebody else thinks about us and how they behave towards us, that is some self-loathing. Because at the end of the day, nobody else's opinion of you should make a damn difference about how you feel about your motherfucking
Right.
self. Period.
So, and that's something that I was and I feel like all that
That part.
perspective is becoming more and more clear to me, especially since, I'll talk about this person. They've moved on. They've kind of started their life new or fresh, and a lot of people don't like it. Why do you have anything to say about
It's not your business.
Right. You're not paying the rent. You're not taking care of any of
Come
these
on.
bills. You're not having to sleep in this bed at night. Why are you vocalizing your opinion on what someone else's life should be like? The audacity.
The audacity.
I just now I
And
look at it, and
but
I'm like,
because
I
you
don't
want to know
understand.
why, and this is back to our point, because it's so much easier to look outside of ourselves
Instead of looking within.
instead of looking within.
Child, please.
So it's so much easier for me to judge somebody else and say, hey, oh my goodness, how dare, look at them. They're putting themselves out there like that. They're hurting themselves. Well, I'm doing the same damn thing, but I'm just covering up by acting like I'm so righteous. People act like they're so righteous and they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But you guys, it's so hard to be honest with ourselves about ourselves. But this is where the bravery comes in.
Yep. And the healing.
And the healing. Come on, Christy. Because we know intuitively when we need help, when we need to choose us. But we know it hurts. When we know it's hurt and we're afraid and we do that shit anyway, ooh, child, that's when it gets juicy.
Yeah.
That's when it gets beautiful.
And you're
That's
reprogramming your mind too around that too.
Reprogramming
You're telling your mind like, okay, this is something, because as humans, we don't want to do things that's painful for us.
No.
We don't want to do things
Oh
that
my
are going
God,
to
girl.
inflict.
I don't
hurt.
like pain.
Right.
I don't. It's terrible.
And that's just our human nature. So if we know something is going to be difficult for us, especially emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, all of that, we avoid it because that's our human nature. But once you do it, once you pass and step
But
over
this is
that
the
threshold,
tricky part.
that's
This
the
what we
hardest
do.
part.
When we say, oh, it's painful, I don't want to face myself, but we make excuses. You're like, but I'm helping somebody else.
Nope. Help
I'm
yourself.
out here healing other people.
No.
So that can't be bad. We literally will whole trick ourselves. It's some bullshit.
But how are you going to heal other people if you're not healed yourself? Because we
Well,
talk about it all the time. Hurt
people hurt people, and heal people heal
people.
people. And that's when you get into the self-forgiveness.
Whew, which is also hard.
Why?
There's layers
Think about this shit.
Layers to this. I mean, we can be with a friend or a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Let somebody in front of me say something bad about themselves. I'm like, oh,
right.
how dare you? You are amazing. You are a queen. You are a master manifester. Everything you touch is abundant. You grow fruit on every seed that you plant.
Yeah.
But let it be me. Why is this happening to me?
Or even if we're in like a relationship, it can be platonic or romantic. They fuck up, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna give them another chance, and you give multiple chances, but then you don't even give yourself one chance. One.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
You ain't have to do me like that. First of all, shut your mouth. Get out of my business.
Look,
You ain't
half
got to
the
put
time you're in my business.
You ain't got to put me out here on Front Street like that. Mind your business. But she telling the whole truth. We will give so much grace
to everyone else.
to everyone else.
And
Then when
nothing
we
to
feel
us.
like when we want to give grace to ourselves, we talk ourselves out of it because we make ourselves believe that we're selfish.
Right. It's like you don't need grace. Push through. No.
Push through.
Self-forgiveness is huge.
It's huge. And I think we did a whole episode on forgiveness.
We did. And honestly, I will say that the whole self-forgiveness piece is very similar to like stepping over that threshold of having to deal with the pain. Like once you get over that, man, it's Gucci. Like life is so much better. Once you get past that difficult part or the pain piece or even the piece of like having to forgive yourself and really sit down and say, you know what? It's okay. We made bad choices. Next.
I know better, so I'm going to do better.
Right. I learned from it.
But it's so
Next.
hard for us to accept that at some point we fucked ourselves up. When we put ourselves... See, this is the thing about self-forgiveness. Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
I hear music.
I think that's is that your phone?
Oh, that's my phone. I'm like, I hear music. The thing about self-forgiveness is there has to be an admission of something that you need to forgive yourself for.
Being accountable.
It is extremely difficult to look at yourself and say, damn, I'm not a victim. I did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
I did not cut off when I knew it was hurting me. And so now here I am facing me. I'm looking in the mirror. And I have to admit to myself, baby, that was you.
And a lot of times,
And you gotta
we wanna
forgive
point
yourself.
at someone else.
And when
Like,
when you get to a point of awareness where you're able to say to yourself, no, that was you. You saw it and you kept moving forward you hoped and you chose, and it is what it is. Yeah. You know, it was a 50-50 chance, and here we are. And being able to accept that you made a wrong decision for yourself, that shit is hard as hell. Because it's so much easier to be the victim. Like, oh, they did this. They lied. Yep, they did. They did all of that. We're not saying they didn't. But after the first time, after the second time, and they still did it, we still chose. Yeah. So we got to forgive ourselves for that. And that shit is so hard.
It really is. And then also just going into tuning in to you and your needs and really understanding what your needs are. Because again, and we talked about this, especially as women. I feel like this has just like been ingrained into us where we don't tune into our needs. And that's kind of, even though I don't like the whole...
Because I feel like sometimes a woman, that's what a woman does.
Right.
She is...
Like
the nurturer.
The Psalm 31 woman.
Ooh,
who does
baby.
everything. Gets up at the butt crack of
Come
dawn.
on. Praise for her family.
Right. Sews an entire wardrobe for her family from 5 to 6 a.m. Basically, it's like I feel like we have just been programmed to constantly
focus on other people, to neglect our needs. Right. So when we even begin to have the conversation about tuning into our own needs, we feel like it's ungodly. Ain't that some shit?
It's crazy.
Like, think about that shit. It's ungodly. I have children. I have to put them first. I have a husband, a man, a friend, a
But
partner,
if you're no good,
a business.
you will be no good as a wife. You will be no good as a mother,
a friend, a partner, all of that.
So that's, even though the whole self-care thing is more of like a trendy word these days.
No, we talking about real talk.
I do like the whole self-care piece because it's making, maybe I shouldn't say making, but it's provoking a lot of women to think about, okay, where can I find my self-care, or where can I block out some self-care for myself? People are more conscious around it, which is one of the things that I really appreciate.
And I mean, man, ooh, child. So I'll give a perfect example. So my daughter went to camp for a week, right? And a week and a half, I guess. I don't know how long it was, but I knew I needed that a long time. But do you know how crazy how crazy to me it sounds, like admitting to myself, I need to not be around this heifer for a minute. This is your whole child you're talking about. But I'm just at the point where I'm conscious of like, baby, it's okay that you are recognizing that you need that alone time. That doesn't make you a bad mother. That doesn't make you not love your child. That doesn't make you not want the best for your child. But it's okay to be excited about the fact that you are happy that you get to be alone without the baby who you love so much. Because
being a parent is not easy.
Y'all, why do they do this? Like,
even being an animal parent is not easy.
Said this is a thing.
It's hard, so don't feel guilty if you need that time. It's hard, and with parenting, especially if you're.
I mean, y'all know, I almost felt guilty. I almost made
24/7.
myself feel guilty for a minute because I was like, oh my God, I wait from what day to what day? Ooh, child. And I'm like, I don't get a break. And it's not that she's a bad kid. You know what I mean? Like, we have to have so many of these reasons to be okay with being okay with the fact that I'm good with you not being around me.
Yeah.
A couple of days.
Because again, I really feel like when you allow yourself to spend time on yourself, that fills your cup.
It does.
But if you're constantly in this position where I don't want to use the term fight or flight, but I'm just going to use that because when you are in parenting mode 24/7, it becomes just that.
I'm just trying
especially
to make
the
it
little
through.
one.
Ooh,
you know, you are literally trying to survive. Half the time I was like, I just want to take a shower and brush my teeth. That's really all I want to do. I don't care about my hair. I don't care about makeup.
These Gen Z babies, the tween I'm dealing with, woo, child. And it doesn't help that, you know, it's my child. So she hears what
she's special.
She gonna hear what I hear and speak. It's different. It's definitely different because we have to parent a generation that is so unlike us, and what we've been taught and how we've been taught to parent does not work with this one.
I've learned that too.
And then no shade to, you know, our fathers who are out there doing the damn thing, to the daddies who are stepping up and stepping out. But when you are a single mom without, you know, a true strong father figure who's willing to step up and step out for the child, baby, that's something different. It's like we think we can do anything, and we can. Mm-hmm. But we have to understand these children are not us.
Yep.
It's different.
It's very
and we
different.
Designed it that way. We have to be honest with ourselves about who we are. So that's when I say tuning into your own needs. Tuning into your own desires. That's some different stuff.
It really is. And I have to admit.
And still feel like you're a good mom. And not make yourself feel guilty. Girl, why do we do this dumb shit to ourselves?
And that's another thing too, like tuning into you and your needs. I just want to remind you all, and this, if you don't have children, it doesn't have to be children. It can even be a relationship. You were you before
your job.
Right.
You were you before any of that came.
So, and that's one of the things that I had to consciously remind myself about with children. It's like, I am not going to allow myself to feel guilty for wanting to take some time away or wanting to hang out with friends or wanting to just have a life outside of my children, because before they came, I had a life.
Wait, Chris, we gonna keep it 100, y'all, because you know that's how we do. It wasn't even I wanted to do anything. I just wanted to not have to worry about another motherfucker. But can I get just a couple days,
Right.
please?
No, you got a lifetime.
I just need just 5 minutes,
to worry about these
and like you
children.
will feel bad,
Yeah.
like because it's
Don't
all on me.
you
It's
believe
all
it.
on me. Every moment, every tear, every ouchie, every excitement, every I want is all on
Right.
me.
Yep.
And so it feels bad when you're like, I'm so excited that I don't have to think about that. Because let me tell you something.
No.
I love my daughter. Like, no, for real. Everybody who knows me knows how I feel about my daughter. I love her. Like, she's like dope to me.
So I love it.
Like, dope. With that being said, I can survive off of wine, eggs, spinach, some cherries,
Cereal.
cereal.
That's me.
Real talk. For real, sweet potatoes, that's it. Do you know how fun it is to not have to worry about, like, just to have a week that I don't have to worry about somebody need, like, why you got to eat all the time? I could literally wake up, have me some tea, some vitamins, and work until 12 and then be like, oh, what do I want to eat? Oh, shoot, I got make me a spinach omelet. Like, no, but this motherfucker need all the food groups in every meal. I have work to do. So being able to be okay with the fact that I love you, but I'm not going to miss you. And be okay with that doesn't make me a bad person. That makes me, like, I'm okay with me.
Yeah.
I think one of the greatest things that I have ever done was be a mother. And continue to be a mommy. Like, I feel so blessed to be a mom. And I got lucky with this one. I got lucky with this little girl. She's the whole thing. But hey, I'm the whole thing. Shit. So
She chose you.
Right, she chose me.
She knew what she was getting.
but I also understand that sometimes just a long time, like, what,
I love
it's a
alone time.
thing.
I love alone time.
Oh my goodness.
Like, that is like sexy to me. Wait, alone time?
Just me?
Quiet?
Nothing but the sound or whatever the fuck I want the sound to be.
Oh my god.
Sign me up. But does that mean I want my daughter to go away? No. But the fact that I'm okay with the fact that she was away, baby. Woo woo.
Yeah, that's true.
Love her.
Auntie
She's amazing.
right there.
That's some auntie behavior though. It is what it
I
is.
just want peace and quiet.
No, for real. I just want 5 minutes. Where, yeah, we live in a world. Is it just me? Right, sidebar. Anytime you spend money, it's never less than $100. I don't care if you're like,
That's what
hey,
it feels
I
like.
need to run and go grab some damn tampons. Somehow, you don't never spend less than $100 freaking dollars.
I went to Target to get 2 items.
Wrong. Look, first of all, you started that sentence wrong. I went to Target. That's where you
That's
fucked
why I
up.
stopped going for almost 10 years. Like, I hadn't stepped foot in a Target, but now I'm like, ooh, I gotta get candles from Target. And then I end up walking away with like,
Ding, ding, ding. Nope, you fucked up.
It's crazy.
You fucked up, Christy. Mm-mm.
but no, you're right. Like, it's like we just $100.
Go, wait, I got one better. Going in the store without somebody asking you for something all the goddamn time. All the time. You need something every damn time. I remember having a conversation with Jade explaining to her assets and liabilities.
Oh, that's a good conversation.
She didn't get it. She was not picking up what I was putting down.
Liabilities take money out. Assets put money in.
Come on, baby. What? You are a liability. I love you, you little liability. But
take
I'm
money
very
out.
clear
You
that
take
you're a
money
liability. She was just looking at me like, anyway, so can I get the, did you see mommy? I've been looking for.
She might have understood. That's Jade anyway. She's like, okay, so whatever. I'm a
Anyway,
liability.
yeah.
And so can you get this
right,
for me?
No, no, literally, like, I got it. Assets liability. I'm a liability. So anyway, so mom, did you see them pink hot pepper steppers I want? Wait, what? Girl, bye.
Jay does not care.
So when I say these 5 minutes to myself, and it's not like I went and partied, did not a damn thing that I wouldn't do.
Honestly,
she wasn't there.
Right. So,
nothing.
And honestly, like a lot of people ask me, since I'm about to be like a full-on empty nester, both of my kids being
I'm not hating. I'm not mad at all.
But I think I'm going to be okay. I'm going to miss her, but I can always go and visit. You know, she's not that far where I can't go visit her, but I think I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, you are, motherfucker.
Be okay.
I mean, yay, Christy! You go, girl. Wow.
You got what? Like another...
Hey.
It's like, I'm not ready.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not ready yet though. By the time she gets there, I might be ready, but I'm not ready. Like forever. Oh my God, I want to throw up. Wait, I was looking at. Wait, Kai, Christy's daughter walked in. We were sitting there talking. I just looked at her like, I don't want Kai to go because I'm not prepared. Like, girl, you about to send this little beautiful girl out in the world like that? I'm not prepared. I'm ready to fight.
And you hope that you prepare your child for what's to come. You know,
that's all you can do. And here's the thing. So back to the topic. If you're not your full self, you are not preparing your child for what they need to put out into the world because you're not being honest with yourself about your experiences, your life. And it may not be their experiences. It may not be, but there are certain things that we can feed into our children that they don't have to do the same thing we did. You can get another experience, but baby, this one right here, mama did that one for you. Don't do that one.
And even because your children do observe you. And I do know that some of you watching may not have children, but your children observe you. And so even like her seeing me choose myself, like I feel like that is helpful. Like that is telling her, okay, so no matter what, I need to choose me because I saw my mother choose her.
Hey, I'm just going to say this, especially when it's you choosing yourself over their own fucking daddy. I'm going to have to breathe that one out. Ooh, child.
Me too. Yeah.
Because there's so much guilt there. Like, am I fucking up? Like, I need to do this for my child, for my children. And it's just like...
Are they going to hate me?
This is what gets me. When I think about Jay being a grown-up and being in a relationship and being in a position where she's able to choose. I know my daughter loves me. My daughter adores me. I know that. So she sees me choosing continually over and over again someone who is disrespectful to me. My daughter's going to think that shit is okay. Because
it's going to be normalized. Exactly.
There's no fucking way. You got me fucked up. It's not okay.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And that's why. And so sometimes... even the difficult decisions in choosing ourselves, we really are choosing and showing our babies, our friends, our family members that, yeah, I know this sucks, it hurts and it's hard, but goddamn, watch me win with me.
But even though you may not have children, yet you do choose you, I feel like that shifts the whole
it shows everything. You shift your no,
because then
how
it's like,
dare you?
Exactly, because then I feel like you are changing the trajectory of your lineage when you choose yourself. If you're in a position where you have to like choose yourself, each and every time, you are always the best choice. Okay, so let's talk about trusting yourself in the process, and I think that's another thing too. And that's one of the things that I was saying why it's so hard to choose yourself, because we don't necessarily know what's on the other side. So I'm going to use
the hard part.
So with me and my job, they had this position lined up for me. They had all these different opportunities that I could lead.
It's common.
And I was so afraid to choose myself and say, you know what, this is the second time you all have not paid me for 5 months. I'm over here stressing in the middle of a pandemic. I finally chose myself, and I was so afraid because I did not know what was on the other side, but I had to trust myself in making the right decision and trust the process. Okay, so this is what I breathe it out. Breathe it out.
For me, y'all, relationship. One of the most difficult things to choose when you don't have somebody else lined up to go someplace else to distract you from having to deal with the pain of letting go of something that you know is not for you. I thought to myself, if I stay here and deal with this, that means I am telling myself that I don't believe myself. I am telling myself that I am a liar to myself. I'm telling myself that that the love and relationship and partnership and companionship that I believe in does not exist if I stay here and take this shit. Knowing I have no fucking idea what's on the other side of this. And this is about to hurt like hell. But trusting that I didn't come here to settle for that. And I don't know when it's going to come or how it's going to come or what it's going to look like. And trusting the process of me to getting to what I truly desire in this life is the hardest thing I have ever had to do in my damn life.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like I know this. I can manage. But this ain't what I really desired and wanted. I don't want to be treated like this. I don't want to be thought of like this. I don't want to have to deal with this. And then you'll start thinking, this is what everybody's dealing with. To be able to say, I would rather be by my fucking self.
For real. Yes.
And to choose that.
Yep.
Because it's like, you a whole lot. The truth don't even live in you. And it's like, when you've been so forgiving and shown so much grace because it's the right thing to do. And when you finally get to the point where it's like, I can't even be mad at you. You consistently
fuck up.
You consistently fuck up. I'm the dumb motherfucker that keep going back. So I'm playing myself at this fucking point. Like, I'm playing my whole fucking self. And to be able, and knowing, like, I don't have no backup plans. I don't have anything like, well, shoot, that's why I didn't have this on the side waiting.
And that's where
Woo,
trusting
baby.
yourself comes in.
Trust yourself in the process.
Huge.
There's no fucking way I
You would
came to
never
this
put
life and
yourself,
designed this
right.
life for me
Never.
to have to no, man.
You wouldn't do this.
So
You
that
you
part,
would not put yourself
trust
in
the
that situation.
lesson that you're going through and be like, I got it. Hey, y'all, I got it.
Next
I don't
lesson,
need this
please.
no more. I'm done.
Next lesson, please.
Even though right now, oh wait, and it's the fucked up part. When, especially in relationship, y'all, when you're like, I can't do this, but you know they got a backup plan waiting. So you like, wait, so yo ignorant ass get to go out and win, and you are lying and being manipulative, but you get to go out and be with somebody else, and I have nothing. I'm gonna tell you something. Well, your ego will make you want to stay there.
Yeah.
Because you like, how dare you? They don't get to win. But we have to be patient and trustworthy in our vision for our lives. And know that what we created for this life is not that.
Exactly.
You got to let that shit go. And whatever I need to learn in this quiet and alone space, I'm going to go ahead and take that. But you got to trust the fucking process and trust. If I created this world, I know me. Is this what I made for me?
Exactly.
Hell no.
No.
That part right
No.
there, baby, when I said that has been, ooh. When I talk about ripping the heart, cracking the heart, because I'm just like, I don't understand. I don't understand how this is not, like, to the point where you will allow yourself to believe something when you know it is a flat out damn lie, because you were like, I didn't choose this for my life. But that's the hard part, when you know. So it must be, I just need to stick it through so it will be okay.
And so I was talking
As
to
opposed to
somebody-
saying like, baby, this was a lesson and a blessing. Keep fucking moving.
Right. So there was someone, I was talking to someone about this the other day too. It's just the difficulty in moving on from trauma can be also that our trauma becomes our security blanket.
Absolutely.
And it becomes like so comforting to us to let that go.
Because I know what happens next with this.
Exactly. It means you
And
gotta
that's
deal
some
with your own
fucked up
shit. And it's like, no, I'm just comfortable here.
I'm comfortable
like,
here.
This is good.
I know it's fucked up. Yep. He's gonna lie. I get
good.
it. I'm good. But why?
Why continue to put yourself through that cycle?
And so when you stop putting yourself through that cycle, now you're afraid because you're dealing with the unknown.
Yeah.
And that's where bravery comes in. That's where the courage comes in.
But I will say fun.
The
actually, I
fun,
think
the adventure.
you helped me think of it this way, because remember, after my second divorce, I was moving here, and I think I was talking to you about starting over again, and just like I was worried about it or scared, and you said, you know what? Again, it's shifting your perspective, shifting your mind, like we talk about. You said, how about you just look at it from a blank canvas, like you are creating on a blank canvas. And when you put it in that way, it was less threatening, it was less intimidating, because then I was like, oh my gosh, like I actually get to create from this blank canvas.
First of all, let me just say, thank you, Queen. I needed that. I forgot that. And I needed that so freaking much to remember that. Ooh, child.
You told me that.
Ooh. Yes, ma'am.
Over here and starting over again, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And
thank you.
You're like, you're creating from a blank canvas. That's fun.
It's like you get to color and create. Oh my God. Thank you. Woo, child.
And it made the transition.
I saw I just lost 10 pounds.
You bring it over here so I can lose some too.
I'm like, I just literally just let go of 10 pounds. You're right.
But it's less intimidating, when you start thinking of it as this
newness.
Task, right? It's this newness. It's an adventure. It's exciting.
We get caught up in the age.
Right. You get to create.
And how much time we put into something. I put 15 fucking what? And we get it like I'm this age, and society will make you believe, especially women.
Yes.
Especially
you're
women.
Washed up.
After a certain
Nobody
age,
wants you.
That we have to just take what we can give.
Yep.
And so interesting because as girlfriends and sisters to each other, if we will be so quick to tell one of our girlfriends, like, how fucking dare you believe you washed up, you beautiful ass bitch? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We will go off.
Beautiful bitch.
But when we go there ourselves and don't speak it out loud, we will affirm that bullshit. Mm-hmm. Like, man, I'm getting older. Like, I guess, like, this is what the world is. Bull.
My husband told me that. You're washed up. You're, no one's going to want you. And then I finally had to just be like, you know what? And I didn't know that I was doing it at this time. It's like, I'm going to create the reality that I want for myself. Mm-hmm. And when you're dealing with the unknown, that's exactly what you're doing.
You got to trust that the energy that I created this life with, this sounds so corny, but if you can see it, you can achieve it. Mm-hmm. The fact that you have a thought in your mind that this shit is not what I designed for this life means that guess what? That's not what you designed for your damn life. And we have to be courageous for ourselves. We have to be brave. Being brave doesn't mean that you're not afraid. Being brave means that you are afraid, but you do the shit anyway because you trust your motherfucking self. And that's what I have to remind myself of so much. Like, hold on, you tripping, stop, go back. And I'm gonna keep it 100. This is literally how the conversation goes. I'd be like, for real, bitch, you honestly think after everything that you have been through in this life, at the age of 45, that you designed it to end like this? Come on, ho.
Nah.
You done lost your whole motherfucking mind. Like, for real? I'm like, yeah, you right. Like, that ain't, like, what the fuck?
You are right.
You tripping. Mia, you own one. So it's a constant reminder sometimes to myself when I'm having those moments where I try to trick myself into thinking that I'm not worthy of what I really desire in my life. I go back to, like, are you for real? All this stuff, like, you have been through so much and you still here.
Yep.
You still here. And wait, not only are you still here, but you ain't bitter.
Yep.
You believe in love like a motherfucker. You smile, you're happy, you bring joy wherever you go.
Share your
Do you
light?
honestly believe that you created this life and designed this to settle for bullshit? Absolutely not. I need you, whatever you need to do, Mia. This is me talking to myself. I'm dead serious, y'all. To move the fuck forward towards what you know you designed for your life, do that shit.
Yeah. Which actually brings us to...
You worth it.
Yeah. You are so worth it.
You're worth it.
You are worth the work. You are worth the effort. You are worth the time.
You are worth the patience. You are worth the belief. We believe in the other motherfuckers so hard.
Yes, we do.
Believe in us. Believe in yourself. Like, we are worth it.
You are worth it.
And the fact that you can. Come on. What's on the other side? And we have to try.
And you are worth it.
And y'all, just want y'all to know, you're not alone in this. Even, I can fully see somebody's whole life and understand that. For me, what I love about my gift is that whenever I'm helping someone else with themselves, learning and loving themselves, it gives me another space to be in. It brings love and light in immediately for me. And it reminds me I need to bring that to myself. And you guys, this is something too, and I know I sound repetitive. But please understand what the hell I'm saying. There is something about loving yourself where you get to this point where you realize, I cannot accept my body, my energy, my soul, my emotions will not even allow me to accept anything that is adversarial to my love for myself.
Yeah.
And you start thinking about it that way, like, wait, does this match love for myself? Hell to the no, it does not. And when you start comparing it to that, and you start thinking to yourself, wait, am I choosing something that is in direct opposition to loving myself? And you're saying yes, like, for real, you're literally about to choose, and you're still going to choose it. Why? So that's why we have to start talking to ourselves and say, does this match with the level of the value that I see in myself?
Right.
Does this match with my self-worth? If this does not, I need to walk the fucking away. I need to cry about it. I'm not saying it's not going to hurt.
Right.
I'm not saying you're not going to grieve, and it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy.
But guess what? It ain't going to last forever. No. That shit does not last forever. But if you're choosing to devalue yourself for some bullshit, and you could keep convincing yourself that that's okay, that goes on forever until you stop and say, all right, you know what, fuck it. Let me just punch myself in the face. Take this, grieve it, and keep moving forward. And then I get to the other side of this, and here I am. Because you worth it.
Yes, you
right,
are.
Brantley? You worth it? Brantley says y'all worth it.
Yes. My dog said that you all are worth it.
So what's your takeaway?
My takeaway, and I said it earlier, my takeaway is, no matter how difficult the situation may be, where you have to choose yourself, choosing yourself is always the best decision for yourself. Always.
I would say my takeaway is, again, because this is where I'm at. This is where I be. I would say my takeaway is, be scared and do it anyway, especially if it's about choosing you. I promise you, you will never go wrong choosing yourself. I have not met not one person on earth who has chosen themselves and has regretted it. So that's my takeaway. I say go for it.
Go for it. Do you have any Tupperware for today?
Yes, I do. Wait, hold on. Let me open this thing back up. Time for work. Okay, so cool.
Get those journals out.
Yep, back to the journals, guys. We got to do some work. So here is our temple work. So wait, let me just explain temple work real quick, because we have some new people joining the crew.
Yeah.
When you look at our body, the thing that is holding this soul, this beautiful, amazing, divine soul that we have, it's our temple. So we work on our temple to keep our life good and in line. Okay. So when we say temple work, it's our homework to get closer to ourselves, because this is all about self-mastery and love. So our temple work, I want you to think about, break out your journals, think about what you want for your life. I'm talking about the fantasy version, the full, like, this could never happen version of your life. Not the version you like, I could settle for this, I could do this, this would work, maybe not. Not that. I want the version that you like actually really want. And then look at your life, at your relationships, at your work, at your day-to-day, at whatever it is going on in your life, and everything that is not in a, if you all of a sudden woke up tomorrow and became that person and that version of yourself that you really wanted, what part of your life would not fit? And then write down the parts of your life that you need to let go of, because they do not fit the version of you that you are becoming, the version of that you created, the version of you that you believe in, the version of you that you love. Think about that and write a list of all the things that, it could be a habit, it could be a relationship, it could be work, whatever it is. Write it down and make a list of, this does not work with version 2.0 of myself. And as you go through your life, you will release these things and keep that list. When you get through with that relationship, cross it off. Because you are becoming. This is about becoming. And sometimes it's so difficult to think about becoming, so I want to make it actionable for you. When you think about yourself, you're like, hey, the person I am, she's a vegan. She does not eat meat. She does this. Okay. So when you decide, I'm becoming her, but I can't do all of it, so today I'm choosing, I'm not eating no more meat. I'm over it. Cross that off your list. And start seeing how you're taking steps of releasing things that do not serve the highest version of yourself. And when you're ready, you're going to burn all that. After you cross everything off and release that shit and let it go. But right now, what we're going to do, we'll come back to it. Just make the list of all the things and be honest with yourself. It's not something that you're going to cross off every day. I get it. It's really not. But when you get to a point, you're like, I'm ready to let this go. And now you're looking through this list. You're like, wait a minute. I'm becoming closer to who I am. I am becoming closer to my highest self. I'm coming closer to the version of me that I believe in. The reason why I came here. And it's a beautiful place to be. So we're creating our burn list.
Can you explain why we burn?
So, through the fire. Okay, sorry. When we burn something, it's a process as well. So the process of letting go of something is, it's a journey within itself. So when we burn something, we release it to the ethers. We take it off of this 3D plane, because sometimes it's difficult for us to deal with it. We release it to the ethers, and this is our way of asking for help. Hey, y'all, on that side, my team, the people who in 4D and 5D and 6D love me, I need some help with this. Help me get this, help me release this. It's like us asking our angels for backup. It's like, police officers, they reach and say, well, I need backup. When you burn something, you're saying, breaker, 1, 2, I need backup. Talk to you. That's how you release it to the ether, so they can help you in your process. Through the fire. Y'all, we had a good little burning ritual. Me and Chrissy would both let go. Because, baby, when I say I was cry through the fire. Okay, so that's our temple work for this week, you guys.
All right, I like that.
What's the crystal of the week?
The crystal of the week is astrophyllite.
I like that.
So astrophyllite activates and connects the soul star chakra above the head with the earth star chakra below the feet. And this crystal enables you to resonate with and radiate the full spectrum of electromagnetic energy that is light. And so this particular crystal has the ability to direct light into darkness recesses of your being and experience. It can also help you perceive and understand your most buried and unacknowledged thoughts and feelings. And by bringing the shadow aspects of yourself to the conscious awareness, wholeness, self-acceptance, and self-forgiveness can be achieved. And so this crystal is also good for entity removal work and has been used to help with exorcisms. So I thought this crystal would be good, especially because in order to choose yourself, I really believe that you have to know yourself. And once you know yourself, then you know that you're worth the effort, you're worth the time, you're worth the energy. And this crystal will help to bring all of those things that you need to face to overcome. That crystal will bring it up to the surface. And so the element for this crystal is storm, and it is helpful for all the chakras. And there is an affirmation that goes with the crystal, and it says, I know and accept myself in all aspects, histories, and dimensions, and I call forth the highest manifestation of my spiritual purpose. So I thought this was a perfect crystal. Have you worked with this crystal before, Mia?
No, I haven't. But when I looked it up, and to me, it looks like a storm. The crystal itself looks like a storm happening. I love the affirmation for this because this goes right into our message. Say that like you had this beautiful affirmation. Say that affirmation again.
I know and accept myself in all aspects, histories, and dimensions, and I call forth the highest manifestation of my spiritual purpose.
This is what I love about this, because the message of this week, you guys, is even though we are growing, releasing parts of ourselves, accepting new parts of ourselves, we need to understand fully and completely that who we are today is because of who we were.
Yep.
So even though we're moving forward in our life and we're changing and being something different, that does not mean that who we were is no longer good. That's not what that means. We need to thank former Christy. Thank former Mia. I thank her all the time.
Me too.
Because if it weren't for what she went through and what she was willing to do for love and for herself and for what she believed was the greater good and pure of heart, and I wouldn't be where I was, because I wouldn't have the wisdom that came with moving forward in that purity. So sometimes as we're growing and learning, the biggest thing, we talked about this earlier today, the most difficult thing is forgiving ourselves because we feel like I should have known better. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe after the 15th time I still went back. I can't believe all this stuff. But this is what I want you all to remember seriously. When your intentions are pure, if your intention is, I'm trying to build love, if your intention is for the greater good of you and others, even if it did not happen in the way it was supposed to be and what you wanted to be, you have sown some seeds. You have planted some seeds, and your love, your intention never goes without void. It never comes back to you empty. It never comes back to you clear and non-abundant. But that also means that on the other side, if the seeds you have sown, the seeds you have planted are some bullshit,
Right.
guess what you're going to get back to you? Bullshit. So always be intentional and be honest with yourself about who you are and where you are and what it is that you're doing. If you know I'm on some bullshit right now, be honest with yourself about that. It's when we start lying to ourselves about ourselves that, ooh, child, we mess ourselves up. So even if, when you look back on things and you say, I worked my butt off, I did everything I could do, and it did not come to fruition. It was not abundant like I believed. It wasn't abundant like my angels and my soul team told me it would be. Wait 1 second. The abundance is coming because your intention is real. Our intention is always real. The abundance is coming in the way that you need it. So we never give up on ourselves, but always be mindful of our intentions. And understand that spiritually there is no good or bad, no right or wrong, no evil or righteous. Everything is what it is. So whatever it is that you put out there, and whatever intention, which is honestly the energy that you put into something, whatever that is, guess what's happening? It's coming back to you full. It's coming back to you in exactly the same intention with which you put it out into the world. If you have put love into the world and it's come back to you like, I'm hurting, why is this happening? Don't give up. It's coming back. But if you have put on, I want to hurt somebody, that's coming back too.
Yep.
So that's our message for the week, y'all. What's your intentions?
That was a word right there. And really, once you understand your intentions, then you will understand like how you should be guided.
Absolutely.
And then you'll also have a better understanding of what the karma will be like when it comes time for you to receive.
Because, baby,
Baby.
that's another thing. When people do you bogus when your heart was pure, and this is, I'm saying this because when I say I am totally going through this, it's going to be okay. Stay focused on what's best for you. But please understand and believe those seeds you planted, they come up out the dark and they break ground in the light. Just like the seeds that they have planted, they coming out too. But that's not your business. If you focus on them trying to hurt, you're going to fuck yourself up.
Focus on you.
Focus on you and your love.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
And now I feel like I finally understand like what that means. Stay in your lane. Like, why are you driving down your lane, like worrying about what I'm doing in my lane?
On a one-way street.
Right.
Like, what you doing, boo?
Yep. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you all for listening to Queens and
We love
Crystal
y'all.
Things. We actually have received you all's reviews on Apple.
Thank
We appreciate
you.
it. Thank you so much.
Y'all are the best.
If you are listening on iHeartRadio or Pandora or Google's podcast or one of the other platforms, please make sure to leave a review there too. We do understand that Apple is not the only one.
Yes.
But if you all have any questions for us that you would like for us to answer for the next show, you can send them to us. Also, we've been getting you all's DMs. We've been responding. Thank you all for your questions or for even just sharing how much you all enjoy the podcast.
Absolutely.
Please send those to us because we would like to share that out to our wider audience.
Because everything that you guys are going through, just like what we're going through in this life, you guys, it's real.
It's really real.
And like real talk.
Really real.
Like conspiracy theory moment. Seriously, you guys. In order for things, this is so. Ooh, child. This is so true for what's happening. What's happening at the macro is happening at the micro.
Yep.
When we look at from a society standpoint, what's happening from a macro level, shit is burning down, literally and figuratively, in order for it to rebuild, in order for us to right size things, right? In order for us to, as a society, create the world with which we want to live in the future. And that's happening to you individually. What do you need to release and let go of so that you can live the life that you truly want to live? And when I say if the outside, if macro is reflecting of the micro, baby, a lot of us are going through some shit tit.
Yep.
And that's okay. Because, baby, when we get to the other side of this,
So worth it.
I mean, where we going? What y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to meet me in Italy? Let's go to Positano. Amalfi Coast.
Look,
You know
maybe
what?
we can have a retreat out there.
I mean, I'm here for it. Southern France, because, you know, I got business out there. I got to go see
Yes,
my
she
girls.
does.
I got some business out in Southern France. I need to go out. So, guys, like, life is good as we make it, but we got to understand some stuff we got to put ourselves through. And let me tell you something. Choosing to say, I'm going for it, no matter what, come what may, I trust myself, is so different than you waiting for life to do it for you. Ooh, child.
Yep.
Because when life does it for you, it's a little different. I sting a little differently. I don't like it. All right,
But
guys.
thank you all for the reviews.
We love
you all
y'all.
know how to follow us. Find us on IG, 2 Queens Crystal Things. Don't forget to follow our personal pages on Instagram.
Boom, boom, boom.
Wings Unleashed 444 for Mia. Christy R. Edwards for me. And thank you. Light, peace,
We love y'all.
love,
And so, see you next week.
Yes, we appreciate you all. Bye.